here. Oh. But the wind is starting to pick up and there are lots of birds, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me. But I've really been thinking about doing video a lot more, especially after a global degree, and I figured this would be the best time to start. So I realized in the year that Adjust Your Focus has been going on, as I was saying, I realized in the last year that one thing I've noticed a trend in is I've really just started saying yes instead of saying no to things that normally would scare me or I'd be uncomfortable with, or just it would be easier to not go. And so I'm gonna show kind of a slideshow of different things I've said yes to, and I can tell you one thing that's been consistent throughout all of it is every time I'm so glad and grateful that I went to that event, or I talked to that person I normally wouldn't have, or I went on that trip, or I dove into that experience even though I'm scared of heights, or whatever it might have been, and I've come out all the time so grateful and excited and happy that I did that. And you just feel so alive when you embrace things that normally would scare you and that you have a fear of, and when you conquer that, it really shows the amount of growth that you can go through, especially things that aren't always easy, whether that's cutting certain friendships that aren't positive out of your life, or relationships when it comes to that, moving, doing a new job, leaving something that is not bringing joy or happiness. And so I think that's really something that I've taken away from within the last year, and I give credit to WITS, the Women in Travel Summit that was in March, where I really, after that, is what motivated me, and 2 months later, I launched Adjust Your Focus. I mean, really in the last year, starting Adjust Your Focus, it's given me confidence within myself, and I just feel happier day to day, as well as I've cut out, not easy at all, by the way, but different relationships and friendships that were no longer giving me joy and peace, and allowing me to really be myself and to thrive. And in doing so, I've surrounded myself and just started connecting with people that I'm so grateful to have in my life, especially.
What did I get up to? What did I say yes to? Starting in June, I said yes to my first Kentucky experience and traveled around Europe with one of my best friends. In July, I said yes to a United States road trip from New York to Colorado, driving cross-country and enjoying the present moment out on the road with my mom. In August, I said yes to celebrating my 27th birthday in Virginia with one of my best friends, spending a weekend doing everything from yoga classes, meditation, hiking in the Shenandoah Mountains, tubing on the river, stargazing, bonfires, and camping. In September, I said yes to leaving Maryland and moving to Colorado with my mom and our dogs, to driving cross-country again, and embracing the opportunity and a big change without really having a plan, to saying yes to a new chapter. In September, shortly after moving to Colorado, my sister and I said yes to celebrating our belated birthdays together on a week-long trip to California. We explored San Francisco, walked across the Golden Gate Bridge, did a little road trip along Highway 1, and stopped to enjoy Napa and Sonoma. The end of September, just a few weeks after moving to Colorado and a few days after returning from California, I said yes to going to Omaha, Nebraska to attend the Do the Damn Thing conference, and embraced all that it had to offer and support Catrice, who I had met at WITS 15. The end of October into the beginning of November, I said yes to a Hawaiian Islands trip, where I explored different national parks, walked through a lava cave, drove the road to Hana, visited Pearl Harbor for the first time, and snorkeled with turtles during the day and manta ray at night. In January, I said yes to winter camping in Colorado, to my first Insta-meet, where I learned how to build a snow cave and slept in one with 5 strangers. I went totally outside of my comfort zone, not knowing anyone and embracing winter. In March, I said yes to heading to Irvine, California for my second Women in Travel Summit, WITS 16, which is really what had started Adjust Your Focus just a year ago. This year, I also volunteered as one of the event photographers. I'll be sharing a lot more on this trip in a separate vlog, but for now, at the end of March and beginning of April, I said yes to returning to Australia. to not letting a breakup define a place, and instead of Western Australia, returning with my sister to explore Melbourne, Sydney, and Cairns, where we snorkeled, kayaked, and flew over the Great Barrier Reef, ziplined in the Daintree rainforest for the first time, climbed the Sydney Bridge, and attended a Sydney Symphony Orchestra at the Sydney Opera House. Throughout the year, I said yes to many new adventures in Colorado, from exploring new trails and parks weekly, to snowshoeing and embracing winter, to hiking the Manitou Incline and making it to the top, to attending as many networking and meetup events as possible and surrounding myself with positive, adventurous, and uplifting new friends. I said yes to applying to Global Degree, to really pushing my comfort zone and being open to the process. I reached out to many big bloggers, creatives, and entrepreneurs and taught myself video editing and created my first video since college. In the process, I shared my most personal, raw, and authentic self and stories in both blog posts and videos. This was just the start. In the next vlog, I'll be sharing the categories I plan to focus on moving forward with both blog posts and on this YouTube channel. I said yes to investing in my vision and adjust your focus. I worked with an attorney and stayed optimistic and patient during the long process. I am able to say the trademark was granted and adjust your focus is registered.
But my point is that you really have to do what you want to, and in doing so, hopefully you'll be able to see that. Life really is what you make it. And so if your circumstance isn't happy, you want to change that job, that relationship, that friendship, where you're living, what you do day to day, that you can easily do that. And I think that's something that a lot of people take for granted and don't do. And so in saying yes, it's brought all of these amazing things into my life that I was searching for without realizing it. And you stumble upon it and it just clicks and you leave feeling so happy no matter what that is. And so I think moving forward, Adjust Your Focus is going to have a couple more changes coming.
After applying to Global Degree and Adjust Your Focus turning 1, I decided I would stop thinking about making more videos and actually do it. In this moment, sitting in a park in Lakewood, Colorado on a sunny day, I let the words flow and unfortunately the wind picked up. If you always wait for the right time though, it'll never happen. Don't wait, go with it. The one thing that has been consistent this year was learning to say yes and enjoying the unknown, being okay with putting myself out there and realizing nothing is a failure because we can grow and change from everything. Personally, the biggest thing has been the connections made and strong friendships formed, most of which wouldn't have been if I didn't take the chance to go up and talk with someone. Professionally, the biggest thing has been following my heart and trusting myself more. I know better what I want moving forward, from the type of design clients and projects I want to attract, to post topics and travel opportunities. I'd love to hear from you. What's something you've said yes to?